is Spider-Man's top web-swinging speed in Spider-Man for the PlayStation 4.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Chamber of the Wraith. My name is Brian, and in case you're wondering why I'm talking really fast, it's because I gotta get going and hurriedly get this video out before Bethesda's conference starts. Yes, I know, it's a little bit weird that I'm in a rush to do an E3 thing, but as of recording this video, it is 4:56 p.m. my time, and the Bethesda conference will be at around 6:30 p.m. So I need to hustle. So let's get these out of the way. I'll tell you the title, what's going on with it, and my quick thoughts. There's 19 games I want to talk about. That's also why I'm in a bit of a rush. Let's freaking go. Okay, first, Borderlands 2. Yes, Borderlands 2 is getting a new DLC called Commander Lilith and the Fight for Sanctuary. It is actually available right now for free until July 8th. So if you saw that and realized that it's available for free, go get it now. There's sources that mention that this is supposed to be a video this is supposed to be a DLC that ties into Borderlands 3. So if you picked up the Borderlands collection as a PlayStation Now, well, not PlayStation Now, as a PlayStation Plus free game, because that's one of the free games for June, finish the story first, then play this, just as you know. Okay, next. This is really my most excited thing out of the whole shebang. There's a good second place, but first place goes to this. Cyberpunk 2077 released a new trailer that looked really good, and it showed its guest star in Keanu Reeves, who is making a cameo or character appearance in Cyberpunk 2077. And then Keanu Reeves himself comes on stage to reveal the announcement or the release date, which is
really going to be breathtaking. You're breathtaking. You're all breathtaking. All right. So I got to finish this. So tell me, do you guys want to know when the release date? Yeah. All right. Then check this out.
Ready now? Whoa, hey, easy.
Mr. Hand sent me. Am I right for the job? Okay, I'm in.
Few have gone through to the other side.
Let's do this.
Yeah, April 16th. Actually, not that far away when you think about it. It's 10 months, so it is actually quite far. But it's not like 2021 far, you know what I mean? Anyway, next we also have Dragonball Project Z, now called Kakarot! We still don't know a whole lot about this game, but there's a lot of fighting and a lot of screaming, as you would expect from a Dragon Ball game, and it is not exclusive. So all three of these things so far are not exclusive to Xbox. These are all coming to PS4 as well as Xbox and PC. So, moving on, we also have Dying Light 2, an official gameplay trailer. I have yet to play the first Dying Light, but from what I understand, the first Dying Light was actually pretty good, so I've got some half-decent hopes for that. The final little thing for this part 1 clip is called Elden Ring. This looks really interesting because it's by the Dark Souls people, and the developer, I can't remember his name will show up on the credits there in a second, and George R.R. Martin, the writer of Game of Thrones. So you got From Software, known for Dark Souls, and you have Game of Thrones writer working together. That sounds amazing, but we don't know a whole lot about it yet, but I imagine we're going to be seeing more about it soon. Now, time to talk about some exclusives. Okay, time to talk exclusives. Now, when I say exclusive, I mean console exclusive to Xbox One, and it's whatever this Project Scarlett thing is that they're talking about. Not coming to PS4 basically, or Nintendo Switch is what I'm saying. Battletoads is coming, which is weird to think because Battletoads only had like one game in the 90s, and then Rash appeared in Killer Instinct, and now they got a game on Xbox. Bit odd, but hey, no complaints out of me. Next we have Bleeding Edge. You remember when Ninja Theory got picked up by Xbox about a year ago? By the way, Ninja Theory were the guys behind Devil May Cry, or DMC Devil May Cry, and Hellblade, and Heavenly Sword, which is a PS3 exclusive. Man, how times have changed. I'm getting to you. Bleeding Edge is going to be their take on the team shooter, except it's melee based. So Team Melee, Razzle Dazzle, whatever. Next, we have an interesting cross promotion for Gears 5. There was also another Gears 5 trailer, but I don't have much of an interest in Gears of War, but this caught my attention. The Terminator Dark Fate crossover, where I guess you could play as the Terminator with Gears of War weapons? I mean, that sounds like a pretty cool idea to me, and I guess the Terminator is going to be on fire with cross-promotion, considering that he was in WWE 2K16, he's going to be in this, and there's a good chance he's going to show up in Mortal Kombat 11 as a guest character. So, okay, Terminator's going everywhere these days. And in another exclusive, which, I mean, this shouldn't be a surprise for it being an exclusive, Halo 5, Halo 5? Halo Infinite, I should keep it safe and call it Halo Infinite. This is why I need to slow down. Halo Infinite dropped its Discover Hope trailer, which looks very intriguing. I was just never very much into the Xbox side of things because I never liked... I liked the PlayStation exclusives a lot more than the Xbox exclusives, and I grew up on PlayStation. But with how some of these games are looking, there's a good chance that might change in the future, potentially. Who knows? We'll see. And we also have, this was weird, Microsoft Flight Simulator. This is like the 2020 version. I used to play Microsoft Flight Simulator 10 on PC for a little while, and the fact that it's coming to a console at all is crazy. The fact that it's coming to Xbox makes sense, but still, crazy that Flight Simulator is coming to console. Neat. Orion the Will of the Wisps, the sequel to Ori and the Blind Forest. Ori was an Xbox exclusive, so this is also an exclusive. Looks absolutely gorgeous, and it's fantastic that Xbox has a nice sort of indie, or I guess, or maybe AA type title. Nothing like Halo or Gears of War, but something smaller, because smaller titles like that help bolster the upper rosters. Because if you have a solid base, of good games, and then you have these AAAs at the top, helps support them. Anyway, now we're on to a couple of timed exclusives, and a timed exclusive and something that has me a little bit confused. So, the first thing that I'm a little bit confused on is Phantasy Star Online 2. Now, it seems very clear that that localizing it to the West is going to be exclusive on Xbox and PC. Xbox One, that is. But the thing is that Phantasy Star Online 2 came out in 2012 on PC, and then over the next couple of years has been released on PS4 and PlayStation Vita and Android. Yes, Android. Yes, iPhone. It's a little bit weird. And Xbox One, which is a bit odd because Xbox One did not do very well in Japan. And yet, here it is, here's Phantasy Star Online 2 coming exclusively to Xbox One. Now, I think that's because the localization to the West was really actually aimed at the PC market, but Xbox, being attached to PC, jumped on the opportunity to have basically the exclusive console rights to a Western release of Phantasy Star Online 2. But the thing is that while it looked like it is exclusive, I'm not 100% sure that it's going to stay that way, because again, it came out for Vita and PS4 on over in Japan. So I imagine that they would eventually localize it here, but if they don't, if you just make your PS4 change its regions to Japan, I believe is how you do that, you could get Phantasy Star Online 2 on your PS4. The next definite timed exclusive is Crossfire X, which is an adaptation of a very popular Chinese Tencent-made shooter called Crossfire, which is nice to see that some of these Eastern-based games are coming over to the West so more people can play them. But the fact that Crossfire was so popular in China for the longest time, and then is being brought over here, makes things neat and interesting. I just hope that that any new Western players don't get completely smoked by the already prevalent Chinese playing market there. So the next thing to talk about is a game called Spiritfarer. This is a neat little indie title type thing where I guess you play as a girl and a cat. A lot of indie games, I've noticed, don't have the most explained plots in their trailers, and that's fine, because then you play the game and you experience the thing. I was worried that this was going to be some sort of timed exclusive to Xbox and PC, but it's also coming to PS4, so that's really good to know. That clears that up, and now we're going to wrap this up with one more game thing, which I'm going to talk about really quick. The Outer Worlds now has a release date. This is the Obsidian-made game that was based in space, and it's coming to Xbox One, PC, and PlayStation 4 on October 25th, which is a bit of an interesting release date because that is, if you saw that flashing on, I was just making sure that I had my dates right. Which is a bit interesting because that's also when Medieval comes out, so Medieval just got some stiff competition. Let's hope it does okay. And now I want to talk about Project Scarlett. Not the redhead with blood powers from Mortal Kombat 11. Xbox's Project Scarlett. And finally, I want to talk a little bit about Project Scarlett, the next generation Xbox, as it's being called. It's coming out holiday of 2020. It's mainly just a hype trailer with a lot of talking points, using a solid-state drive and a lot of mentions of trying to cut down load times, which was kind of a bit of an issue for certain games, like Spider-Man on PS4, for instance, which is a fantastic game. The one, I wouldn't even call it a gripe, it's just the one thing that is relevant to this discussion. It takes about 8 seconds to load up, to go from through any sort of loading transitions. About 8 seconds. So some people might find that too long. I think Insomniac played it really smart and had the cute little subway transitions. Say you fast travel, it takes 8 seconds to get to a certain location, and all you have to do is just watch Spider-Man be on the subway and get gawked at or something. But for games that have longer load times, I can see where there would be a huge issue, because any games that have extremely long load times could be rough. And they're also touting this as being the ultimate experience in gaming for, like, one guy even mentions it's 4 generations of gaming in one spot. Because Xbox is leaning heavy in their Xbox Game Pass, which is their subscription service. You pay $10 a month, and you can basically play any original Xbox, Xbox 360, Xbox One, and Project Scarlett games on Project Scarlett. And that's going to be super useful because Xbox One already did something incredibly smart a couple of years ago, and that was introduced backwards compatibility, in the sense of you just put in your original Xbox or Xbox 360 game disc. If it's compatible, it basically downloads the game and lets you play that. That was incredibly smart. And then with Game Pass, you do that, but it's a subscription service. And sure, $10 a month for a subscription service sounds alien to us gamers, just like, oh no shit. But if you really break it down and think about it for a second, if at I think it's $10 US a month, so I think it would be like $13.50, $15 up here. So let's just say $10 a month, just for easy math. If at $10 a month you play one AAA game of quality, let's say you play the story mode of Gears of War, the original Gears of War, just get that out of the way. Well, that's still made up for because Gears of War, the original, was originally a AAA release at full price. And then let's say, oh, okay, I want to play through Gears of Wars 2, 3, and 4. Already you're making that more and more worth it. You still would have to have pretty good internet, though, because if memory serves, you're streaming it. But I think you can also download it, too. I need to double check on that just to make sure. I'll put some corrections down here just to make sure that I got it right. That is my... part 1 of today's E3 video. Part 2, which will go up tonight before I go to bed, hopefully, because I work tomorrow, is is going to be talking about Bethesda's conference, and there's only one real thing that really has my interest from Bethesda, and that's Doom Eternal. So it'll probably be shorter, but hey, Bethesda could surprise us at any time. Don't forget to be awesome, guys. Let me know what your favorite reveal from the Xbox Part 1 E3 explosion is. And because I'm sure I missed stuff, because there's a lot of stuff here, and I'm covering 19 games. And as always, don't forget to be awesome.
I'm a grenade with